Okay, okay. Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 156. This one reviewing the 938th episode of the anime and newest chapter manga. First up, newest episode of the anime, episode 938. Meet easily. The identity of Uzumaki Kizo. Yeah, apparently off-screen Yeso had surrendered to the Omuamon and revealed that this guy, he is in fact the shipwreck they were looking for, who created turmoil throughout the Flower Capital. And this is why I think he's being, of course, they don't believe him until his hair falls out. Like, yeah, it's him. It's definitely him. And now Orochi is told about this. This is why I think he's so grieving for the courtesan. And here's the thing about it. It's a bit of extended, this scene. Like, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, despite the fact he's like, oh, you have to mourn who he is. So like he's mourning the courtesan, and he tells, like, who cares about the shipwreck Steve? And Beelzebub's like, what? He's alive? Of course, he comes out in Hydra form, and he goes back to his normal form. And he's like, okay, so if I have the funeral today, let's have, like, what should we do with him? It's like, is it obvious? Execute him publicly. Set an example. And do it today. We set up the light snails. Light screen snails. Light scrolls. The light scrolls. And characters like, I already did that. Well in advance. Meanwhile, we have a couple of really interesting scenes. We have one scene. Now, in case you're wondering, a lot of the Straw Hats don't really appear in this episode. Mostly it's just Luffy, Zoro, and Brook. Yep, just these three. We see Luffy at the prison, where he has got massively fat, him along with Hacho. And Queen, of course, is being told by Kaido about what happened with the courtesan. And he thinks it's a bad joke, really. Like, nope, he's alive, got to try on the light scroll. And he's like, turns the light scroll, and he turns and sees Luffy like, oh my gosh, he's overweight. What happened? I thought that was so funny. So, they open up the Transpire Snail. That's basically what light scroll is. Luffy's like, a Transpire Snail? Yeah, that's the first time he's actually seen one in quite some time. Well, the last time I can think of he saw one of these was back in Dressrosa. That was the last time he saw a video Transpire Snail. And it shows the Flower Capital. He, of course, never actually has been. Now, in the series, he's never actually been to Flower Capital, so it's probably some place he probably want to visit at some point. And that's it. The rest of the episode is mostly, we have Brook. First time in quite a while he's been seen. And he comes to see Zoro. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're continuing. This episode is added from pages 3 to 13 of chapter 941. Yeah, I looked it up. This one, like, originally the site said like 11. Like, no, it's actually page 13. Yep, so. Oh, yeah, there's one other thing in this episode that before. Basically involves Hadam. Yeah, first time him is actually a lot longer than frickin' Brook. He's never seen since Luffy beat the crap out of him. And he thinks that Doshi thinks that Luffy's his subordinate. He really isn't. And we see that Warda and Kara had left the notes like, this Deep Brigade was here, while stealing a bunch of weapons and food. And we see kind of the result of that. Of course, we see the flashback at Kingdom On and Dogstorm. And they see that Hadam has gone freaking mad, and he proceeds to burn down the mountain that Doshi is staying at. And Doshi is so like, we have to run away, declare retreat. Yeah, the whole thing of him burning down the mountain, yeah, that actually happened in about 2 panels. It took up half a page. Here it took about 3 minutes of screen time. As for what happens with Brook, he comes to, well, where Zoro is staying at. And he basically is like saying, let's have in. And he opens next door and he sees Zoro kind of sharing a futon with Momo's sister and Otaku. I thought this, like, oh, excuse me. And of course he comes back. It's like, come back later. It's like, Brooke, come back. You're like, okay. Yep. And it's like, oh, you're Momoshiki's sister. Awesome. And like, he does his usual thing, like, oh, can I see your panties? Yeah, I thought that was so hilarious to backcast her. And then they, oh, a ghost. And it's like, oh, that's the reason we have food everywhere. It's for Brooke. Oh, that's so hilarious. And they reveal that the shipper sees, but he reveals to now they do have a slight change here, where of course Kuzura basically is telling Zoro a conversation. Now it's a slight change from the manga, because in the manga when they show Zoro's half face here, show from the side, they show what they show his eye. In the anime, it show reverse that. They pretty much show the other side of his face while she's having this conversation with him. It's kind of weird. And they show that, well, that's when they show the ship proceeds about to execute, and Otaku recognizes him. Now, in anime, she rushes out, and of course, she's crying while laughing. And Zoro was like, and of course, she's like, thinking Zoro was like, really? You idiot. Of course, he runs after them. And like, every catch Otaku and figure out, why you want to save the man? She's like, that's my father. He's like, of course, he knows who he is. Like, what? And that's how the episode ends. Next week is basically going to be his execution, which is going to be interesting to show that in the anime. Yeah, but I think next week we'll probably finish up adapting this chapter, which is only just a handful of pages, so it should be much longer. Yeah. So now move on to chapter 988. Sorry for the wait. The cover story is Gabe Benja's Oh My Family, Volume 32. Despite the name by environment, I'm still like your father. And of course, Clifton and Lola basically are shocked to see that. He's swimming after them. And then we have this 2-page spread of Kaido being informed basically of Jack arrive and basically deal with a bunch of we have Jack and Dogstorm versus Jack. And then we see more of Dogstorm's. See his musketeers and the White Forest Guardians versus him. And they all basically launch an attack on freaking Kaido on top of his place. And then we see that King steps in. Subaru is trying to free Momoshiki, and of course she's trying to dodge. She gets thrown by King, and it's like, Luffy's like, it didn't work, is she okay? And Nami's like, no, Subaru. But somehow, yeah, it worked. He's freed. Like he's flying. Time scared. Lower Momoshiki. And he catches her. And of course, they're both okay. Like if Sanji steps in his Gemini 66 outfit. Get the boy back. He must be limited. Of course, you have seen him fight. And he's trying to get back Momo. Way to drop your name like a man. Shojiro. Sanji, that looked bad. Yummo, you handle Momo. Help protect Subaru. And she's like, oh, it's not from the sun after all. Or she still thinks she's Odin. And then Big Mom launches an attack on Luffy. Okay, and then we see various members of the Empire, basically the wedding, the tea party, the feast. He destroyed everything looked forward to. And she launches her sword right at Luffy, but don't worry, it misses. Like, damn, I want to go up there. But if she follows me, it's going to be more enemies for the fight. You've chosen to run. Come, Zeus. Zeus? Busted! Of course, Nami's running with Zeus. You can't, Nami. She'll kill you. Listen, Busty, you got one choice out. Me or Big Mom. I can't disobey Mama. You little cat burglar. If you go easy, I'll make you disappear, Zeus. I'll make you disappear, Zeus. Sorry, not me. What? Activate the sensor. We see it look like a motorcycle revving up. I hate your guts, never be friends again. And then Frankie mows down Big Mom's face. And she heard bars. Yeah, and of course everybody's happy to see Frankie back. It's like, does somebody have a running? Frankie Freedom Rider. Who are they? Big Mom. Oops, I ran over somebody. Oh well. Big Bro. Does somebody have a runny nose? Yep, it's Nami saying Big Bro. Of course, yep, Frankie's back and he's driving the motorcycle again, which I thought was so hilarious. But here's his last problem with this. Has to wait 2 freaking weeks for the next chapter. I'm like, what? Why the heck we have to wait 2 freaking weeks for the next chapter? Who knows, to say the least. Yep. I give this chapter roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Really excellent chapter. And awesome to see Frankie again. Okay, so that's it for particular review. My next review will be a Comic Corner. And then a review for the new chapter of My Hero Academia. And then finally, probably last video today, probably the review of the newest chapter release, the episode release for Boruto along with new chapter manga, which I'm looking forward to discussing now, okay? See you next video. Bye.